Today we are going to make applesauce. I found a whole bunch of apples on sale at Fred Meyer, so the best way to use them up before they turn is to turn them into applesauce. Some of them are a little bruised, so we'll see once we get the peels off how bad that is, and if they're real bad we'll cut off the bruised parts. But applesauce is definitely the best way to use apples that are maybe not quite firm enough for eating, but there's nothing really wrong with them. They just don't have the nicest texture. So this little doohickey, we call it the Apple Master, makes this process much easier. That's one of the major tools. And then the other thing that makes it very easy is the Instant Pot. And I'm just going to video the process and share that with y'all. So the first thing we're going to do, leave that alone, is let the bag and get out some apples. All right, Munchkin, will you pull out an apple for me? Pull one out.
One out too.
Thank you. You want to pull one out too? All right, good for you. See, these are kind of bruised. Don't know how well it shows up in the video, but there are quite a few bruises on that one. So this apple may or may not be good enough to use. We'll see. Hold on. Just a minute, sweet pea. All right, so we'll just run it through this.
Mama, let's eat the apple. Let's eat the apple. Eat the apple. Let's eat the apple.
Well, it's a little bruised, but not too bad.
Mama, let's eat the apple.
I think it's going to be okay. You'd like to eat a piece of the apple? There you go.
I don't know.
And the nice thing about using this is it peels the apples for you too. So you don't have to wash them. At least I don't wash them because they're getting peeled. Alright, so now I'll just cut that in half and chunk it right into the Instant Pot. Alright, Sweet Pea, you want to run the Apple Master? It'll be your turn next. Alright, go ahead. See, you turn it. Turn it and turn it. Turn. There we go. Starting to peel it. Yay! Was that fun? There we go.
I know.
Peels in applesauce aren't too good, so I usually break those pieces off. And they usually disappear before we're done. There we go. Probably don't even have to split them in half, but I like to. I find it makes them a little bit easier to mash. All right, Munchkin, you want to do one? Okay, grab an apple. All right, go ahead. There you go. Keep turning it. Keep going. Can you go faster? No, just all the way around. You're doing it right.
No,
good job.
I'm gonna do it.
Keep going. Keep going. Turn it. Push it hard. Look at what you're doing. It usually helps. There we go. Not really sure what happened in the middle there.
I don't know.
There we go.
I
Okay.
don't know.
And now that one can go in. Now that one can go in. All right. Well, you put all the apples through the Apple Master. Now we have the Instant Pot nice and full. I pulled a few out at the end that were still in pretty good shape. We'll eat those fresh, and the Instant Pot is as full as you're supposed to take it anyway. So, all right, now to the next step. Cooking with toddlers is always an adventure. Honey, Sweet pea, you're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
All right, get down. Gotta pick them up off the floor. Those go to the chickens. Thank you. Well, the baby woke up, so I'm gonna have to make this pretty quick and put the munchkins upstairs so they can play. So that's why I'm doing it by myself now. Now for this part, I'm doubling the recipe, even though I probably have slightly more than twice as many apples as the recipe calls for. But I'm not going to double the water. So I put half a cup of water in. It's the same amount, however many times the recipe you make. And that's just to keep the apples from sticking when they first start to cook. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Go. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. I don't always measure the cinnamon, and you don't have to put cinnamon in there, but I like the flavor. I'm going to do a little over a teaspoon. So now we just mix it up. It's that easy. Truth is, they don't even have to be mixed all that well, because you're going to mash them later, so that will finish the mixing process. Okay, so there we go. It's all mixed up. You could also do this in a slow cooker, like a crock pot, or just in a pot on the stove. In the instant. Now we'll just put the lid on. Make sure that the vent is closed and set it to pressure cook for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And now I'm going to go upstairs to take care of the children and just forget about this until later, and it'll be just fine. The pressure can naturally release all on its own, and I'll mash it whenever I get around to it. Well, as you can see, it's been a while since I put this in the Instant Pot. The 8 minutes ended 54 minutes ago. Now I'm getting to it. Release the pressure, which already naturally released. Pull the lid off. As with any pressure cooker, you want to make sure the pressure is released before you attempt to remove the lid. And there we go. There are our stewed apples. So now it's time just to mash them. I'll grab my potato masher. I usually make fairly chunky applesauce. If you want it to be pretty fine, you can put it through a blender. But this is quite sufficient, in my opinion. You can see they mash very, very easily because they're so thoroughly cooked. A word about the spices. You can put pretty much any spices in here that you would put in apple pie or apple cider, and it's going to be good. I usually add a little nutmeg and cloves, partly because I just love cloves in just about anything, and partly because I like the variety. If it's not sweet enough for your taste, you could always add a little maple syrup or sugar. And enjoy. Enjoy it hot, cold, or canned, which is what I'm planning to do with some of this today.